Now watch, we like fixed it, and then it's just gonna like fuck up halfway through, and I'm not gonna notice because I won't be looking at the screen.
Yeah, it's gonna feel great.
Yeah. Like, it's okay if it's a little loud, because I can turn it down later. Like, anybody can adjust it. I would rather it be too loud than too quiet, because, like, we can fix that.
But, like, absolutely blowing out the speakers?
Yeah.
No.
Still seems kind of loud, though. Anyway. I think we're on 29.
Damn.
Beach. Anyway.
We almost have a full month of podcast.
I know.
It's wild.
Only took us like a year.
Well, when you do one once a week, then yeah.
We just took a huge break in the middle. It's fine. I saw a meme the other day, or this morning, or something. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Where'd I put my water? And it was like a picture of like the dudes who made the first video game, like, you know, standing. Just it was a picture of them with the game, like standing next to the cabinet, and it said whatever the date, I don't remember, the day that violence was invented.
Nice.
And first of all, I just love the implication that Pong
incites violence.
Like, I haven't played a lot of Pong, but I imagine if you're playing with your friends, then maybe it can make you violent. I don't know.
It's like Monopoly. You don't play it with your friends, you play with your enemies.
It still seems super loud. I'm sorry if this is like blowing out everybody's speakers. Good luck.
Oh,
I'm
God.
figuring out how to use technology. But, like, where did the idea come from that video games cause violence? Like,
it's the same sort of like religious crap that like Dungeons and Dragons causes murder and Satanism.
Yeah, which like
doesn't. It just no.
First of all, Satanism is like has better doctrines than Christianity, so get out.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but like sure.
I mean, they're like, I forget what it's called, but the basically 10 commandments, there's more than 10, I think, of Satanism are like, don't hurt people unless they did something to you. Don't rape people. Don't be a pedophile. Shit like that. So
shit that the Bible like encourages.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the first commandment in Christianity is God's more important than you, basically.
Yeah.
Don't take the name of God in vain. Okay. My name is more important than literally everything else. So don't fucking use it.
Keep my name out of your mouth, you fucking whores.
Me at customers when they read my name tag. I was thinking about that earlier today, too.
Just put Spurgle on your name tag.
Dude, well, because I was thinking about it, because I was thinking about when I first started working at Barnes & Noble, I made myself, like, custom name tags that just didn't have my actual name on them.
Nice.
And they wouldn't let me keep them. I wore them for a while, and then we're not allowed to have personality. We work for a corporation.
That's fucking stupid. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to perceive me.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been enough that, like, if somebody had been like, I looked at their name tag and it just had a picture of a Spider-Man and it said your friendly neighborhood bookseller, you could have figured out who it was.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like that customers get to know my name without my permission.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that you get to know my name without me telling you.
Yeah.
That just seems like
it's
an
weird.
invasion.
Yeah.
And then they use
You're not
it
on a
too,
first name basis with each
right?
other.
Like, we're not friends.
No.
There was no introduction here. Like, I get if you want customers to be able to identify an employee if they make a complaint or whatever. But, I don't know. Give me a fucking number. Like, just like everybody has a different shape on their name tag or something.
This fucking square yelled at me.
But I don't want you to know my name. I don't know your name. I don't want to. You don't get to know my name.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get to know my name. That's none of your fucking business. That's my information to give out. That is not my company's information to give out.
Yeah, that's fair.
My fucking name, bitch. It's a good thing that, like, the magic system where knowing someone's true name means that you can control them isn't, like, real. Because imagine you, like, live in that universe and you just fucking work in retail and every Karen now has power over you, like, more than they already do.
I mean, like, it's kind of true. You can dox somebody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know.
It's
It just
weird.
is like a weird thing. And I hate when I'm at work and, like, somebody, like, a random customer just uses my name because it, like, throws me off because I forget that I'm wearing a name tag. So I'm like, how the fuck do you know my name?
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that. Get out of here. It's fucking creepy. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's pasted on my shirt. I say as if I actually wear my fucking name tag at work. I don't.
Fair.
It gets in the way. And they don't yell at me enough for me to care. It gets fucking, the lanyard gets caught on goddamn everything.
Oh yeah, because it's not like an actual name tag.
Yeah, no. It's
Yeah, you
like
have,
I
like,
wear it on my ugly, well, it's not ugly, my boring necklace. Because you can't wear fun lanyards either.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. But, like, if I'm moving shit, it gets caught on the shit that I'm moving, or, like, whatever I'm carrying, or it gets stuck in the drawer if I open it, like, on the register. And then I just get really annoyed halfway through the day and rip it off and throw it somewhere. And yeah.
Fair.
Also, customers are dumb. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a name tag or not. They will still come up and be like, do you work here? As you're, like, working. I just think it's so funny when people do that when I'm, like, on the floor opening boxes that say Barnes & Noble on them and, like, sorting shit to a table at our customer service desk. And they're like, oh my God, do you work here? And I'm like, what does it look like I'm fucking doing?
They just actually think you're a crazy person.
Nah, I just like to hang out here and do this for fun.
For funsies. I just like to go through the new books.
And just go through their shit. I feel like it implies that those people would do that.
Probably.
Like, they would just walk up and be
customers.
like, look at these sealed boxes. I'm going to open them and take everything out and leave it in a weird pile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there definitely are people who would do that. Back to the video games thing, though. Who the fuck thinks, like, why do people think that violence in video games or movies or whatever, like, desensitizes you to actual violence? Because, like, no. There's a totally different reaction to seeing, like, a mutilated corpse in a game versus seeing one in real life in front of your actual eyes.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know who really makes the connection there. Because, like, obviously I would have a problem. Unless it was an arm, then I'd poke it with a stick. As is the ritual.
But like even just, I mean, like you play a horror game and there's just like disgusting corpses all over the place or whatever. And you know that's spooky, like you get a reaction to it, but it's like totally different to even just seeing like a deer carcass on the side of the road. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's, you know, you see a roughed up animal like
It's like
and you
these
look at it and
people.
it's like we've talked about, you know, it's a train wreck situation. It's like you want to stare at it, but you get that
Right.
kind of feeling in your gut. You're like,
You're like,
ugh.
ugh. Yeah. It's like these people don't think that we can separate fantasy from reality.
Right.
Like it's not. What? Are you insane?
Right. Also, like you're acting like they act like that stuff doesn't exist in books too.
Right.
I hate, as much as I love books, I think they're very important. I think that stories are important and that's what makes books important, but like I hate the implication that books are like the end all be all of media.
Yeah.
Like why is a book a better or like the most amazing up on a pedestal like form of storytelling versus even just like graphic novels
Yeah.
aren't
They
real
are
books.
they are like held in high regard, which like I think they're neat. I wish I could really read them or focus on them long enough to actually read them, but like I still enjoy stories,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel like I mean they are important because they, you know, document everything. And they were like completely changed storytelling, I mean, versus, you know, spoken word stories that were handed down from person to person and changed over time and whatever. You know, now we can actually write it down and everybody's able to get the same information.
Yeah.
And that's important. But as like an entertainment medium,
Why is it the only acceptable one?
right? Like, why is it that you know, a kid can spend all summer reading books and that's like,
fine.
wow, that kid's like so amazing.
But if a kid did
But
the
if they
same thing
wanna-
with like TV.
Yeah, but if they want to play video games all summer, then they're a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, no.
Like,
That's not how it works.
right? I feel like arguably, like video games,
Like
would
you're
be
interacting
yeah,
more.
like are more stimulating.
Like
Because it's a physical and mental thing, like
Yeah,
not like
it's like
you're
a-
super active while you're playing games, but it is, you know, it works your hand-eye coordination.
I think both are important because with reading books, you're more using your imaginative like side of your brain, and with video games, you're using like more technical things like solving puzzles, you
Mhm.
know, going through different dungeons, you know, whatever. But I think they're both important pastimes to have.
Right.
Like,
I just like don't understand because I've tried to explain this to like my mom,
yeah, I don't
'Cause
understand the fucking high horse that
right? Because she's definitely
or
one of those
pedestal
people
that people put books
that
on.
like, you know, when I was a kid, sitting around and still like my parents would shit on me for it now. Sitting around and playing video games all day is like, oh my god, how can you do that? But if I, you know, say I'm sitting around reading a book all day, it's like, oh yeah, right on, cool. Like,
Yeah,
but either way, I'm consuming a story.
yeah,
Generally, I mean, not all games are story games, but also there's like garbage books, okay, that I would compare to
yeah.
playing fucking, I don't know.
Tetris all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I don't understand why just as like an entertainment or a storytelling medium, it's like books are the most amazing thing to ever exist, and TV and video games are lazy pastimes
Yeah,
that are looked down upon.
yeah. I don't get it.
Like there are incredible stories that I've experienced through video games
Yeah,
and movies, whatever. I feel like I understand TV being on like a lesser level because you kind of just stare at it and zone out a lot.
yeah.
Like it still is a good medium, and I'm not like shitting on TV.
I guess
Because again, there's like
it
great stories that
depends
I've
on what you're,
experienced.
consuming.
Yeah. But it feels less um like generally beneficial,
Yeah.
Like it's not very stimulating.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you do when you just don't want to be
Yeah.
a lot of the time. Unless there's something that you're like really invested in, I guess.
Unless the storyline is yeah,
Yeah.
very investing and, keeping you on your toes or whatever, very
Yeah.
gripping. But, it's
There's
not
not,
the
like-
same as watching like 900 episodes of whatever anime you're watching or like, well, I guess even then, like, the story is progressing or whatever
Yeah.
is happening. But I'm saying, like, maybe reality TV shows
Yeah.
or something like that.
Watching King of the Hill for 7 days
Oh,
straight
yeah, no.
isn't the same as binge watching Avatar.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But again, that still is just, there's like shit smut books too that are still, that's one of the things that gets me is like I'll try to bring this up to my mom. There are games that I play that just have like a really riveting story. It's like it draws me in. It's so like I'm so invested. I'm so immersed.
Thinking about it.
I'm like all up in this world and I'm so invested in the story and I love the characters and all of this. Like it can be written so beautifully and designed so beautifully.
Yeah.
But somehow that is a lesser piece of media than like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Because 50 Shades is a book.
Yeah. That's really stupid. Okay, so I have 2 points on this. Like, video games, you are literally like consuming art as well.
Right.
Like, it is there for you to enjoy, and there's artists behind this working on every piece of this game, And that's like going to an art museum.
Right.
It's
Only
like
it's
stupid.
Not snooty.
Yeah, it's like stupid hierarchy for art too. Like if I went to a museum, like you'd be like, "Oh, you're hoity-toity." But if I went to, go play my video games or even look at online art, it's like, "Oh, well, that's fucking stupid."
Right. Well, and I feel the same way about like I've almost gotten into arguments basically with parents over this. Where parents don't want their kids to read graphic novels
Yeah.
because it's quote unquote not a real book.
Why?
Because there's pictures in it, which is so fucking stupid. I've like looked into this. There's like research actually shows that kids, especially kids who have like developmental like learning disabilities, like dyslexia or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
gain so much more from reading graphic novels than they do from reading novels without pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it's easier for them to put together what the words are saying when they look at an image of the scene. And they also tend to have like a higher vocabulary in them because you're cutting down how many words you're using so that you can have more images or more space, so that your text bubbles aren't taking up the whole page. So they use bigger words.
Mm-hmm.
So like a 4th grade-ish level graphic novel will have a higher vocabulary than a 4th grade level novel, for example.
Mm.
And it like really helps kids, especially with dyslexia. That's like the big one.
Yeah.
Like learn to, deal with it and like get
their practice in.
Yeah. And like learn the vocabulary that their peers are learning. But parents just like don't want anything to do with it. And when I was working in kids, I would like borderline get in arguments with parents over this in the most customer servicey way.
Mm.
But I would have parents come in and like straight up yell at their kids because they wanted to read graphic novels. And they're like, no, you have to get a real book. And then they pick out some bullshit that the kid doesn't want to read.
And it's
stupid. Like, if you want your kid to read, why don't you let them pick out what they want to read?
Yeah.
Like, on one hand, I understand if you have like a 5th grader and they, especially during the school year, If it's a for fun reading, then you should read whatever the fuck you want. But if you have like a 5th grader and they want to read just picture books, for like kindergartners, well, I argue that picture books are for everybody, but reading level wise, like, okay, you maybe don't need to buy them 1,000 picture books, but like, why the fuck would you not let them read anything that is in their like
interests?
Yeah.
Because
Like,
they're not going to fucking read that big block of text that you
Yeah.
got them.
well, and some kids just don't like reading,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Like,
I was one of those kids.
yeah. And honestly, a lot of the time, the reason that they don't like to read is because they're having,
Like
they're like
problems.
struggling, but they don't realize that because, like, they just, as far as
It's like
they're
describing
concerned,
colors. Like,
yeah,
it's
like,
not.
this is just normal, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like dyslexia is something that really commonly goes undiagnosed because people don't know that they need to look for it.
Yeah.
Because instead of being like, well, why don't you like to read? They just go, no, don't read things that you actually want to read. You have to read this boring ass classic because it's what I read 800 years ago when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That always gets me too. When they're like, especially grandparents will come in, and I feel so bad for all of these kids around Christmas time. And they'll be like, yeah, I just really wanted to pick out a book for them. And then I'll be like, okay, here's some stuff that's really popular. Here's something that's I really like that is along those lines, that is less popular, so they're less likely to have read it already. No, do you have any classics? And it's like, yeah, you know what? They're not going to read that.
Because it's shitty.
Because it's fucking boring. Classics are boring. Don't give them to children unless they ask for it. I've rarely met a kid who actually enjoyed reading them.
Yeah.
Most adults don't like reading them.
Because they're badly written.
Yeah.
And they're racist and nobody wants it.
Well, and they're just, God, they're so boring.
It takes 7 years to get through and you're not even enjoying it.
I honestly think that's why not most adults, I think that's why a lot of adults don't like to read, because all they read in high school and middle school were classics, and so they're like, wow, reading sucks.
Yeah.
And like, they just don't realize that there's better stuff out there.
Fair. Oh, my other point was, why is it acceptable for, like, I usually mostly see it in women. Why is it acceptable for them to bring their smut books to, like, work and shit?
Right?
Disgusting. Stop it.
Right?
I don't want to see that shit.
Consuming porn while you're like on your lunch break.
That's
right? Weird.
What? That's weird. You're around other people.
Like,
stop
imagine
that.
Anybody else just going and you like sit in your car and just pull up Pornhub for 30
right?
minutes. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, fuck no. No, stop also, it.
I mean, and granted, they are all consenting to doing this, so that's it's fine. But I think it's funny and a little weird when like old lady book clubs read smut for book club. Like, I remember when the 50 Shades movie came out, and like all of the book clubs that we had at work, like,
oh my god, really?
We're reading it.
Can you imagine just all these ladies? Well, I thought that this little scene describing the penis was like a little too much, you know? Like, it was just, it really took me out of the story. I wasn't getting heated.
Like, I mean, we can discuss porn.
Right, like, that's among fine. Friends, but like,
and like, again, all of them are consenting to this. So like, everybody agreed that they wanted to read this book, and if
but y'all were out in public,
then
that's
you just
weird.
Didn't read it. You didn't go to that meeting. That's fine. But yeah, you're like at the bookstore, just like 10 ladies just talking about the porn, like the very badly written porn.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I don't like it.
Why is it weird to say you watch porn, but reading porn is fine?
That's like another thing. Like, books are just held in such high regard.
Yeah, it like like my mom's book club was one of those book clubs. So having my mom be like, "Oh yes, I'm reading this porn. It's really bad," and I'm like, "Okay," but like, which, yeah, it is bad. I haven't read it for the record, but I've seen excerpts, and it's just so horrible.
Ugh.
Not that reading porn is there's anything wrong with reading porn. I just had no desire to read that one.
No, like,
but just like the fact that it's like socially acceptable and I didn't have a problem with it, but now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, yeah, that's weird for my mom to inform me that she was reading porn.
Yeah. That is weird. That is weird. Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't want to think about your parents thinking about stuff like that.
Right?
Ugh.
And it would be totally acceptable the other way around for me to be like, so I was reading this smut earlier to like my parents, and it would be like fine. But if I just walked up to my mom and was like, so I was watching this porn earlier, and let me tell you, like,
I'm just gonna do that to you.
I mean,
I have done that to you.
Yeah.
But like that's a different relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and it's like, it's more normal for you to talk about that kind of thing with your friends.
Yeah.
But just like, why is it acceptable to be like, oh yes, I was reading this erotic novel, than it is to be like, so I was watching porn earlier in the shower.
Right.
And, like,
that's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how people are comfortable reading porn in public.
Right. Right. Like I'm when I do it, I'm in the confines of my own room.
Right? Like, granted, the whole novel isn't just like nonstop sex scenes, but like it's it's
like that's the point of it.
So like, even, you know, people like you're saying, they'll like take them to work, or like you have them on the airplane or whatever. Like, how are you not uncomfortable sitting literally like 2 inches away from a stranger on an airplane and just like getting heated?
Right? That's weird. Like, I'm all for daydreaming, but it's not that kind of daydreaming, you know?
Like, I feel weird when I just like accidentally have horny daydreams.
Like, you just think of something offhand and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and my brain just goes that way and I'm like, nice, wait a minute. Someone here can read my mind.
Someone here knows. Right. I just don't want to feel like that around people, because like then I'll just, you know how your brain just has invasive thoughts, then my brain just automatically like includes them, and I'm like, no, you weren't invited. Get out.
You don't get to be here.
You know, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird. I don't like it. It's weird to bring porn to work. It's weird.
Don't do it. Like, imagine, like, you're out here reading fucking Christina Feehan or something, which is furry porn. At least I assume it's furry porn because there are furries-ish on all of the covers. Anyway, you're sitting there reading that on your lunch break at work, and that's fine. But Todd comes into the break room with a Playboy, and that's an issue.
Yeah, right?
Like,
I just like, no.
It's the same shit.
Yeah, it really is.
And you're like, oh my god, Todd, that's fucking gross. And he's like, I just like the articles. How is that? I'm in it for the plot. How is it any different from you sitting here reading how Stacy is getting her fucking clit licked by a tiger?
No, they have sandpaper tongues.
Listen, okay, not a tiger, but like half of her covers have leopards on them.
Oh my god.
I'm using context clues. I don't read romance because it's just not really for me.
Mm.
So I can't really say what the plots actually are, but they all have like animal people or like animals with a lady or animal puns.
Listen,
Or
we've
like,
talked about this. I'm like pretty much all here for animal people, but like
I mean, same.
cats, they look pretty, but at a cost. No,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
That's just
Listen,
what I think
you're either
about.
getting the sandpaper tongue or the barbed penis, and I'm
Yeah.
not here for either.
I don't
of
want
those
that. No.
things. But they're pretty.
They are pretty. I don't need to fuck them though.
And listen, like, y'all, anybody who's listened to like any of our podcasts, no, I'm not judging anybody for being a furry. Like, I don't have the right. But like, I think it's really funny that those like that author is really, really popular, given what I assume is the content. But anyway, like, you can be reading that, but you think that Todd reading the articles, just the articles, is a problem.
It's weird. I don't like it.
Don't consume porn in public.
Don't. It's weird. It's weird.
Doesn't matter what kind of porn it is.
Yeah.
Porn is porn.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you call it erotica, it's still porn.
You don't see me scrolling through porn,
right?
While I'm out in public.
Sometimes you get a stray titty on Reddit. You just scroll past it really fast.
You go, nice. Oh, fuck.
You're like, oh, shit. Oh no.
Am I on the wrong account? Because I've done that before and just immediately close the app.
Oh,
get out of here. Oh, no.
Yeah. But yeah, like, circling back. Why is furry erotica
held above Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
honestly, it's fucking wild to me.
it's kind of like, I see a lot of people argue online, and this is a really annoying argument because it's like infighting, but that there's a lot of like fan fiction that is better than a lot of published novels, which is valid because there's a lot of really bad published novels.
It's just like so much generalization.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, probably.
But then there's also, like, on the other side, people who would like refuse to read fan fiction because it's
and
fan
think
fiction,
it's trash,
because it's not published or whatever, because it's all trash.
It's fucking stupid.
But it's just like assuming that all fan fiction is like omniverse shit or something.
No, dude, there's books now.
Yeah.
Of that, like, is it? It's not. Is it omniverse? It's something. Omegaverse.
Oh, yeah,
that one.
That's what I was thinking of.
No, it's Ben 10.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what?
I was like, what is that? Which, like,
yeah,
fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But, just assuming that every good writer has enough money and funds and backing to, be published.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, and part of what's really annoying when I see these arguments, like on the fan fiction side, is it's always the people being like, oh, the publishing industry just only publishes the same shit over and over, and they don't give any attention to these like really great writers, these really great fic authors who publish stuff online, blah blah blah. And it's like, do you know the kind of garbage that gets published? They're not trying very hard.
No.
Like, well, and what's that old, not whatever, people will bring up that Harry Potter was declined by like 30 publishers before she actually got it published.
Yeah, it's just it's a shitty system.
Yeah, it's
like I get it.
It's a difficult, like, just like any art medium, it is hard to get your shit out there.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that you're less good or more good based on
also,
how much backing you have.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. If you're publishing it online for free, no one's gonna want to publish it for you because no one's gonna buy it because they can get it for free.
Yeah, which that's fair. That's why I'm glad that it's like coffee. It's Ko-fi or something. A lot of the writers that I was reading from for a while, they were like, here, you can donate to my coffee, and it has like $5 donations, you know.
Kinda
which I'm like,
Patreon.
Yeah. Thing. And they also do Patreon.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Also, just saying, again, for anybody who's like, oh, the publishing industry won't take any. Literally, Wattpad publishes books now. So, like.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. And I cannot stress how many horrible books get published. Like.
I'm like, that one, I'm like.
Get self-published.
I haven't used a lot.
I don't really read fan fiction. I don't read much online. Not because I have anything against it. I just don't seek it out. I like to have physical books in my hands.
That's fair.
And I don't really care for fan fiction because I get so stuck in my head that it's like the source material, the original material is the correct material, which is why it's so frustrating for me when like books get adapted into, or video games get adapted into movies or TV shows and they do shit wrong because I'm like, no, this is incorrect. It's all garbage now.
I'm more like, I don't care because I'll read it.
Valid.
I'll read a lot of it on my phone because it's easier for me to read because I can like just look at one line and like chop it off as I scroll. You know what I mean?
That's fair. But I don't seek out fan fiction specifically because I feel like there's a lot of people write characters very poorly.
Yeah, that's hard.
And that's not to say that they are bad writers, but when they write
gripping the characters the correct way,
it's annoying.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of popular like ships and stuff that I just really disagree with because of that, because I'm like, this just doesn't work with this character at all. And so like a lot of that is popular, so that's a lot of what you'll find. So I just don't.
Yeah.
Like, I do appreciate reading headcanons, but I don't really go as far as to look up like a long fic that is like involved. I like to hear people's theories and stuff about like, I think this is something that happened after the series ended, or like this is a funny scenario between these characters, blah blah blah. I enjoy that, but I don't go out of my way to read like a whole fic.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just not for me.
I do. That's one of the biggest struggles I have is like when I do read fan fictions, it's like sometimes it's tough to find people that actually get the characters the way that I do, you know? And like it's not wrong, but like I'm picky, you know what I mean?
Well, and there are so many, I feel like, where it's just like, you know, you'll read a scene and it's like, this character would never say something like that. Like, this is so opposite their personality.
Yeah, this is so out of their character that it doesn't.
Like, it just takes you out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, this is incorrect.
That's fair. But there's been a lot of good stuff that I've read.
Yeah.
So.
And like, I do like to read people's like original content online.
Yeah.
I haven't really like seeked anything out in a long time. I used to read before I learned that DeviantArt is a horrible website. I used to read a lot of comics and stories that people would post on there, but
Yeah.
and there were a lot of really good ones.
I used to read a lot of online comics. There's like several comics that are, I forget, it was like a hub of comics that were like free or whatever.
Yeah.
And I used to read a lot of those, but
yeah.
I
haven't
hair.
logged into it in like a long time, but I have an app on my phone that a lot of the artists, the comic artists that I follow on social media use. So you can just like Sarah Scribbles or Sarah Anderson, for example, or I think I don't even remember what the app is called because they've changed the name. I think it's Tapas or something, or it was that at some point. I have it on my phone. I just haven't used it in a long time.
Fair,
because I follow them on other stuff. So I get most of it.
There's like Zines now and like webcomic and Webtoon. That was one that I was on.
I used to use Webtoon too. I think I might actually have that one on my phone too.
Yeah. I get emails from them because I'm like, sure.
Yeah. But like, there were a lot of like comedy comics that I used to follow. But then, like, Sarah Anderson did, and she actually published this one, and I keep meaning to buy it, but I just don't have the money for it. But she did Fangs, and it's so cute. I think that one is all online, too, but I really like the physical book. It's pretty. But it's about a vampire and a werewolf in a relationship. It's very cute.
Aww.
Also, I just love Sarah Anderson. She's so relatable. Sarah Scribbles is a good time.
The one that I'm thinking of course, is my favorite webcomic, The Last Halloween.
Yeah. Which that one's not on, that's like on its own website.
Yeah.
I think you found it, didn't you find it on like Webtoon or something?
I think I found it on like website. the like hub website that I was talking about, but I don't remember what it was called. Yeah. But I haven't been on there in a long time.
Yeah, but it would like direct you to their
full website. Yeah. Oh, did you know? I forget her name right now. The same person who did The Last Halloween is making another horror. It's art. Oh my god! They are making a horror game that's like a visual novel.
So here for that.
Yeah, and her art is fantastic and spooky and very interesting. Abby Howard, that's her name. Yeah.
I was like, fuck, what is her
name? Yeah. And I want to say it's let me look this up real quick. It's going to bug me. Gotta look at Twitter.
Man, I fucking love The Last Halloween though.
Yeah, I feel like we should play this horror game.
Absolutely.
Scarlet Hollow. She's making Scarlet Hollow on Steam, and it is out.
Ooh.
It is currently out. I think the first chapter of it. Oh, it's in early access. Sorry. Soon.
I would love to play that for.
And it is $20 on Steam. But it looks very cool.
During spooky season, if it's out by then, which assuming it should be if it's early access right now. You know what else I need from video game creators? I need Toby Fox to like continue Deltarune so I can play it.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to. Like he said he probably wasn't going to, but I'm like, bruh. Because I want to play it, but I can't get invested in this thing that's never going to be finished, you know?
I'm so fickle. I still haven't played through all of his first game.
Undertale?
Undertale, yeah.
Didn't you watch somebody play it? Or have you just... I think about going back and playing it every once in a while. It's a good game. I hate that the internet made it cringy.
Yeah.
They all fucking nasty. We've ranted about fandoms before.
Oh, yeah.
But
fandoms ruin everything.
They do. But
just the internet ruins everything. So
it's true.
Just enjoy things, on your own time.
Have a good time.
In your own light. And don't worry about what other people say.
Me trying to use the internet.
Yeah.
That's just been our consistent problem lately.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking God. I just want to stream. I'm like, am I going to be able to stream anymore ever?
Right? I'm very close to just giving up on streaming. Like,
it's so frustrating. We keep having like tech issues and like
video issues.
The other day I was trying to stream and our internet was just being absolute
just like,
fucking
no.
trash. So I just kept losing it. And I got like, I actually played the game for like altogether probably 15 fucking minutes before I was just like, fine, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
After
it's just
fucking
not worth
with
it
for like an hour and just being pissed off.
Yeah.
But also every goddamn time either one of us tries to get on and it's like somehow the audio settings that you set last time are completely wrong now.
Yeah. And anytime, one of us wants to watch the other stream, it's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
There's only a bandwidth enough for one.
Yeah. Like, only one.
It's fucking stupid. And it's aggravating, especially when you get excited about streaming because you're like, I get to talk with my friends and play a video game that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah. No. So
I'm just pissed because I feel like it's, of course, it's a fucking Spectrum problem. We know it's not our router because we bought a nice router a few months ago and it was doing great for a while. And I swear that, like, since we had a couple, like, hailstorms, it just probably fucked up the whole neighborhood. But are they going to fix that? No. And who's going to complain about it besides us and, like, maybe the people on the corner because everyone else who lives here is, like, 90.
Yeah. I keep wanting to complain about it, but I'm so scared of being on the phone. I don't want to. I just keep thinking, like, I'm probably not going to stream next week.
I want to try
this next week.
I'm just trying to play games, have a good time with my friends.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it would be today. I wouldn't stream today.
Yesterday.
You
stream on Mondays. This goes out on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I thought we were on Mondays. Okay. Yeah.
But, yeah. It's just pissing me off. Like, I look forward to it. And then I sit down to do it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get into this game.
And then it fights you. And fireworks.
Fucking
Logan, it's
still.
Okay.
What day is it?
His ears inside out.
July 10th. Which, most people understand is not July 4th. But apparently those guys don't.
Why moment? It's okay, Logan.
That's another thing. It just fucking pisses me off that people do that. On the 4th of July.
I'm like, I get it.
Like, everybody who, needs to... Do
you want to go in the bathroom?
Cope while those noises are happening can prepare for 4th of July. Like, if you have PTSD, your dogs who are afraid of it or whatever.
But how are they going to prepare for July
4th of July
at 11:08?
Yeah.
For whatever goddamn reason.
Right.
And I can tell it's fireworks because I can hear the after.
Mm-hmm.
They're just actually covering up a murder.
But, like...
I'm gonna call the cops.
Dude, for real. If I didn't hate being on the phone, and if I didn't hate cops, I call the cops on your ass.
I hate cops, but I'll send them over there for them to deal with.
It's spooky.
I'm gonna go let him in the bathroom.
Logan likes to be in the tub when it's spooky happening outside. Go get in the tub. Tub is space. Fucking. Tub is safe space. Dude, it's so loud I can actually see the fucking waves on here.
It's our fucking neighbors, too.
Why? Can you not?
So, our next door neighbors.
That's what pisses me off, too. Like, we'd call the cops on them and they'd be like, well, we can't do anything.
Well, they're still causing a noise disturbance.
That's true. Sorry, you were probably about to say this, but our neighbors are technically county, so the city laws don't apply to them. Even though they're literally, their house is,
further in the city than ours.
Yeah. Also, their shit fucking lands in our yard, which is dry as shit, by the way. I mean, hell, our backyard is literally just wood.
Yep.
Hi, Beep. You're not scared of anything. No fear from the Beep.
I'm just like, it's Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Or Saturday.
No, yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
But still, it's 11 p.m. Half the people who live in this neighborhood, as I said before, are like
old
90.
as fuck. It's not the 4th of July. Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Like, why do you feel like you need to send veterans and dogs everywhere into a panic attack every goddamn night?
Just because you're having fun.
Like, stop.
No.
Go somewhere else where you're not right next to a bunch of houses.
Yeah.
That too, just like, you're gonna fucking set someone's house on fire.
Yeah.
I swear to God, last night, we could smell fire. And we're sitting there and we're just like, wow, I really hope that's somebody's fire pit and not one of these fucking assholes lighting a field on fire.
And not one of us. Yeah. I'm over it. I really am.
You know how a couple weeks ago, most of Canada and
Washington has been on fire.
And also the ocean
has been on fire. Maybe, fucking stop it.
Maybe let's cool it with the fire.
Well, to cover our salt with something sweet, congrats to our friend Nat, who hit affiliate on Twitch today.
Yeah.
Or had the celebration today. Had the celebration stream, and I drank my horrible concoction that I just call alcoholic chocolate milk, and I still want to throw up.
I call it liquid diabetes.
It's like ice cream, and then you put more sweet stuff on it. It's awful.
Yeah, it's ice cream and several kinds of syrup.
But it sure is tasty. And you can't really taste the alcohol, so that's both a problem and a solution.
It's basically a mudslide with more shit in it.
Yeah.
More sugar in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I came back and got on stream and I was like, all right, I got some sour candy and Kate is building a diabetes potion.
I'm just like, we had such a mix of things. I was like, well, sure, I'll just throw some shit together.
But yeah, congratulations to Nat.
Yeah. Thank you for the shout out, by the way, on your stream.
Go follow him on Twitch, Neon Nats. He's been on here co-hosting with me before.
Yeah.
he managed to play video games for like 5 hours and nobody got bored. So,
and wore a bathing suit the whole time. Like, props to him.
Bathing suit.
Yeah.
With Pokemon on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to wear a one piece for that long. Like, if I'm not in...
That's a permanent wedgie, my dude. That's just...
He kept being like, but it's comfortable though, which, like, I'm happy for you.
That's the first thing I asked when I got on stream. Are you comfy? Like, that doesn't seem very comfy to me.
Maybe
but
it's
okay.
Not. Maybe the wedgie situation isn't as bad for guys because they can't have the front wedgie. Maybe like the dick kind of holds it out a little. So the rear wedgie doesn't get as bad. Like, I know there's still gonna be like wedgie situation, but maybe it's not as bad because it's not like just all up, like the
all
whole
up in there.
Like,
you could be onto something. Sorry, I'm just like so tired. I'm past the tipsy stage and now I'm just tired.
See, that's just what happens to me when I drink alcohol. I just get tired.
Yeah.
Or nothing. I don't even get the fun part. I just get sleepy.
Yeah.
And it's not even fun sleepy because you're like trying to have fun, trying to have a good time. Like,
and you just want to go to bed.
And then you're like, all right, let's...
See, I'm just used to it because my body just does that anyway sometimes. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Just another Saturday.
You started it.
I did not. You yawned first.
I feel like this episode's just been all over the place.
I mean, that's on brand. When is it not all over the place?
I feel like we've just had like 8 conversations within those 8 conversations.
I've lost track of everything. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Mood. Well, I've run out of thoughts for the night, so I think we could...
We need the sleep.